Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play of Railway Empire 2. In the previous episode, we expanded our trackage from Boston down to the city of Albany, New York, as well as building some new trackage to connect Albany to Bangor, as well as connecting to New York City, as well as connecting a couple more industries to start supplying the towns of Albany and everything else with goods. And in this episode, we're going to continue on getting through the particular task of getting we're nearly done of getting 4,800 passengers transported. Though, I reckon that Mr. Shiloh of New York is not going to be happy about the competition that's at his station. Though, with 100 research points, we don't have anything that we can use to unlock it. Although, eventually, we can earn enough innovation points to get the Dunham, which I've planned to use as the mainline freight power. But later on, though, we'll have to also strategize on how we're going to make sure all of our trains get to where they need to go without, clogging the mains and all that. Though Bangor is actually doing pretty well in producing supplies. And at least this freight train is bringing in both beer and grain to Bangor. Because the city needs both grain as well as corn to help it grow.
Just look at the impact on the landscape. Watching our beautiful locomotives rolling over our tracks makes me a little teary-eyed. Albany is thriving. People are surging into the city and are pouring fresh money into my company. You are doing a marvelous job. Please don't stop now. Have you ever traveled to Buffalo? Using the new Erie Canal, this is not as uncomfortable as it used to be, but passengers keep complaining about how long the journey takes. Another opportunity for a profitable connection.
Well then, our next task is simply to connect Albany to Buffalo, New York, and have 60,000 residents in Albany, but also deliver 8 loads of corn to Boston. Which means we'll have to... not add a special facility. We'll need to modify the warehouse to store corn. And I also want to edit this track a bit, as we want to make sure the line to Buffalo isn't too severe. Although Buffalo itself is a beer producer, it would need meat though. So I think Albany will also store meat here. Although we could expand our trackage into southern Ontario and connect to Toronto, because Toronto does have meat there. And we do have the money. Actually, why not? So we won't need to worry about adding meat here at the Albany warehouse. So we'll have to set up a separate set of tracks for trains to head into Canada. So, let's see. Yeah, this will have to do for the tracks entering the city. Because I also want to have a direct connection from Buffalo down to Syracuse, which is right here. Let's see. 4%? That is way too steep. -2%, that is better. Let's see. 0%, and then connect. Let's see. I think that should do it. But it costs over 408,000. But it shouldn't take too long. With all the trains that we have right now, it should be easy to earn that amount of money. Though, with the innovation points we also have, we invest in deep pockets, which will reduce the amount of money we need to pay if we win an auction by 5%. Now then, let's see. No, I don't want to set up any new buildings. I just need to build up my cash, which now I can build. Let's see. Cheap Express. Oh, it's not connecting Albany and Buffalo. It's get an express status between the two cities. Let's see. Quebec, 300,000. But I think we'll just stick to Buffalo as our terminus station on this part of the line for now, unless we plan to expand further along the East Coast. Surprisingly, this is the 1830s, but yet we do not have the ability to produce steel. Because steel will not be available at least until the 1850s. And that's fair. Alright. Buffalo and Albany are connected. Now let's actually add some extra spare track, including 2 lines for the route going to Syracuse, as well as this trackage for the line heading to Toronto, because that's where these tracks will go to. This will be the start of our Canadian division of the Boston and Albany. Although I don't really think the Boston and Albany ever had any trackage going into Canada. This, of course, is our own version of the B&A, so we don't have to literally follow the real story on how the B&A built its tracks and how, well, and what destinations it did serve. Let's see. Go here and here for the servicing facility for the line to Syracuse and Boston and Albany. Now I just need enough money to build this. Alright. Fortunately, though, Toronto, London, and Ottawa are all able to be served by the have all the needed supplies. Although it does not have access to corn, except here in Quebec. Though in reality, we can also produce pottery because there is a clay pit right here along with a coal mine. But fortunately, with grain so readily available, I can make beer in Ottawa and also deliver grain in Toronto, deliver cattle into Toronto to make into meat, deliver wool, or cotton in this case, down to London to be made into textiles, and supply Buffalo with the necessary 3, which is textiles, meat, and grain. Oh, and beer too. Oh, I cannot afford that. And I already have taken out enough money out of my bonds anyway, so I guess the gangster will just buy that for now. Huh. Okay. Well, actually, I think this could be useful later on if we're going to be serving the towns on this side, because they don't have access to grain. Well, there is a grain farm that could be supplied here, corn for here, but if I want to get grain delivered to here, I think they'll be fine once I start expanding to that area. But for now, we need to focus on expanding our trackage. Ooh, a tunnel. No, I do not want a tunnel because tunnels are expensive as heck. Let's see. 3% for 3-2. That's the best I can get. We'll do it like that, and then just do a connection here. Though one thing is for sure, Syracuse will need corn. And with Albany now being... Oh! Albany now has a lumber mill. And now I can supply towns and cities that are big enough with lumber. That will bring in a little bit of extra cash. Now then, let's place a grid on here at King's Stop and set up a route to pick up corn from the farm and bring it down to Albany. We're going to be using the grasshopper as usual. Though, I think we'll just set up one train to carry loads of corn. And set up one train to pick up one load of grain. And I also realized I don't even have a gridiron set up. Oh, I already do. Never mind. But now with the money that's coming in, we can now start expanding. We'll connect to London, Ontario, by the way. Let's see. 1%, 1%. Oh, 0%. Let's see. Can I lower it down? There we go. 0%. 0%. Go for here and connect to here. Perfect. Now London is now connected to my network. And I also realized I built it on the wrong platform. Let's do that. 141,000. Though, still, with the 200... Oh, we have enough for the detonator, which improves locomotive reliability by 100%. And, oh, the oil atomizer reduces maintenance on locomotives by 5%. But we don't have enough for the mineral oil. Bonus for new connection. Perfect. Man, those cash bonuses really do help. Let's see. Let's add the next track here for the line going towards Toronto. You're going to the right, you're going to the left, you're going to the right, you're going to the left. Place that down. Add this. And add a maintenance depot. Train completed without freight. Oh yeah, because Bangor is already filled to the brim. The brim with, well, sugar. Though, granted, there isn't much sugar in this region, so I might as well expand to it. Let's see. We'll load up the city with sugar. If I can find it. Sugar. 99 at the warehouse. And then add a warehouse here to store the said sugar. Perfect. In Portland, Maine. Oh, speaking of which, Boston now has a distillery. Which is good, because now I can deliver fruit. Let's see. Yep, I don't have a train delivering fruit to Boston yet. That will bring in a good amount of revenue. Let's see. Toronto. And then we'll have to connect to it before we can connect to Ottawa. Considering this is not going to be a heavily used area compared to the other parts of our operation, it's going to probably be a small one. Though, granted, Ottawa is going to be connected to our network here, so trains of both sugar as well as loads of textiles can be directly brought to Ottawa. Let's see. 0%. Pass an Indian tribe. Ooh, 658,000. Tribe of the Ottawa. Indians currently live here. Some Indians relocate the position of the village multiple times a year. If you want to lay tracks in this spot right now, you'll have to recognize the inhabitants. or whatever. I believe it just goes the same way as the last game. Oh, there's the reason why. There's a tunnel. No tunnel. There we go. But yeah, if we try laying track through here, we'll have to actually pay them to relocate. But I want to respect them, so I'm just going to build around. Breakdown maintenance needed. Oh, there's no maintenance facility here at New York. No wonder why this locomotive really needs repairs. Ugh. Let's see. Actually, might as well set up a warehouse here at New York to store fruit, so it could be brought up to Albany. Let's see. 234,000 to connect to Ottawa, and then we need to expand over the river into the mountains.
We find ourselves in a time of rapid innovation. If we go with it, we can end up in some wonderful places.
Yeah. 60,000 residents to Albany, and now we just need to deliver 8 loads of corn to Boston. I might as well also set up both a repair facility as well as add a warehouse to store logs. That way logs can be brought into London. Let's see. Just need to earn a little bit more money to buy it. Corn, automatic distribution, 90. Oh wait, not corn. Why am I thinking that? It's supposed to be logs. Okay, logs. And now we can also start on laying down the tracks for the industries. We'll connect this, connect that, and we're low on money again. Let me see. Our value has gone up, but not enough to warrant a new bond yet. Let's see. Oh, there's a connection bonus for this cattle ranch. I'll gladly buy it. And same for the one connecting this cotton plantation. Creative accounting. I do not have an industry under my belt that I think of, so I don't really need to buy it. Let's see. We'll do that. Set the directions, and then add the gridirons on both ends. Oh, I also need to set up some fueling facilities as well. And I'm low on money again. Oh, I do have enough to actually purchase the mineral oil, which will reduce locomotive maintenance by 5%. All we just need to do now is wait for 300 innovation points to unlock the Dunham, and we can finally replace the grasshoppers in freight service. Let's see, let's place down this. Acquire a grasshopper to supply livestock to Toronto. And then connect this cotton plantation to the main line. Connect and connect. Boston and Albany extends network 20 stations connected. That's great. Oh, and we got that bonus. Good. Now then. Let's connect this grain farm to the main line so we can supply Toronto with grain. And then supply the logging camps, well, supply the towns of Ottawa and Toronto with logs. set the track directions on these. Place down the gridirons. And then set up the trains to... Oh, hold on. I don't have a gridiron in Ottawa yet. Neither do I have a servicing facility. Let's set a train to go deliver logs to Toronto and the other to Ottawa. And then we need to start delivering loads of grain to Ottawa in order to produce beer. Let's set the switches to the proper directions and then set a train to deliver grain. Now, let's set up a freight train between London and Toronto. LDN for London and TRO for Toronto, or TOR for Toronto, classified as a freight. Purchase a grasshopper. Boston and Albany outstrips competition. Value over 11 million coins. That is good. Let's see. TRO for Toronto and Ottawa, which will be OA. Actually, OTW. It'll be. Yeah. Gonna set that. Set a grasshopper on it. Now we might as well just set up a passenger service between Albany and Buffalo for now, which is, I believe, ABY and BFO for Buffalo. We'll set the grasshopper, well, the John Bull onto that. Let's see, LDN, TOR, passenger, swap destinations, and set up the train. Let's see, TOR to OTW, passenger. Wait, I don't want an equal sign, I want a dash. Purchase and set it up. Let's see. Alright, everything is set up properly. So now all the trains should be good to go. Now the last step I need to do is connect Ottawa with the main line, and that should probably take care of everything else. 0%, that is good. Actually, I might have to build a tunnel, or actually skirt along the river. Or should I say along the canal. Then we'll have to build a bridge across the river, and then connect here. 5%? No. Either 3% or lower. Let's see. 2%. Let's see. Not what I was expecting. But, however, we do have access to this dairy farm, which could supply Albany and the other cities with milk. Because some of these cities do actually need milk now. Yep. Bangor needs both milk and vegetables in order for it to grow. But I want to see if we can earn enough money to expand. We just need about 800,000. Speaking of, I actually do have enough to take out one more, well, repay one bond and acquire a new one. Let's see. We'll do that. And expand the track back to Ottawa. And that should pretty much take care of it. Oh, there's no repair facility in Ottawa. I need to add that immediately. Good. Alright! With that being... Oh, cotton farm near Parkersburg. Yep, it's cotton, even though the commodity states that it is wool. Now then, let's see. Well, with that being said, I think we have reached a pretty good ending point for today's episode. Wow, 40 units of sugar. That's, surprising. But, anyways, though, if you haven't enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play of Railway Empire 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. So until then, so long, partner.